Okay, guys, so today our topic is going to be settling versus lowering your standards. So I just want to start off by saying I don't think that anybody should ever settle. That's my main thing.
Amen.
I don't. Go ahead.
No, the only reason,
I didn't finish.
no, finish, and then the only reason why I did that, and I'm gonna tell you why. So finish
Okay.
it first, and then I'll tell you.
Because I just think like there's so many you don't. Okay, let's figure something else out then. But let's not settle and just be like okay with something. Just like there's so much more to life.
No, I agree, but the only reason why I was gonna say that is because I feel like you three women are different women than the women that have to settle. If that makes sense, you get what I'm saying? So I understand if you three wouldn't settle, but there's some women that out there and men too that
That's
have
true.
to settle because you don't have that, that upper hand to be like, this is what I want in life and this is what I'm gonna get. You get what I'm saying? So some people, I feel like you need to be realistic with your life and look in the mirror and be like, can I really have, can I make demands in my world and really get what I want, or do I have to settle? And I feel like that's the realistic. You know what I mean? Because
Question. So
Yeah.
what, I guess, what's realistic and how does a person look at themselves and then create their expectation based on reality?
Okay, that's really good. I feel like, and y'all tell me, because I know day to day, I just feel like in your person that, you got it. I don't know how to explain it, because you know when you have it and when you don't have it. What I mean by that, go ahead, Jay.
Because a part of me, I understand where you're coming from, but I also feel as though you're right. Some people do not know that they have power and they have more control over the things that happen than they realize. So if you're in a relationship with someone and it's not going the way you want, or let's say they don't, they're not able to provide what you require in your life. Okay, just because you don't think of yourself, you don't put yourself on a high pedestal, that doesn't mean that you cannot get better than what you have. So it's like, but at the same time, if you're in a situation with someone and okay, they can't provide everything, but they do a lot of other things that are great. You guys create great memories and stuff like that. That you can compromise. You can try to make something like that work. But I feel like everybody has the power to believe that their situation can be better and they deserve better.
But that's what, speaking of compromising, I think there's a difference between lowering your standards and then be ready to compromise.
Exactly.
I'm very happy to compromise.
Right.
I just don't want to lower my standard to the point where I'm like, I am now taking care of you. I'm not dragging you along to my journey.
Mm-hmm.
That's not, we've done that. Like a lot of our young relationships, like that was based on that.
Right.
But once you get into a relationship at this age, it's like, I'm cool with compromising on things that I wasn't expecting initially. But like, I'm not dragging you along.
Yeah.
But what are you willing to compromise on? I think that so many people look at or conflate the definition of compromising with settling. So how do you look at whatever your standards are and whatever your reality is and figure out what is a compromise versus what is you settling?
So I think for at least for me personally, I used to always date men that didn't make as much money as I do or weren't as successful as I am in my career. And I was like, you know what? That kind of sucks. Like it sucks that I'm always the one like drags you along.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten to the point where I'm like, I'm okay with dating someone that's not where I'm at in my career. That's not going to be where I'm at in my career. I'm cool with that financial part of it. But I don't want to have to drag you along in terms of like, I still want you to want to do things.
Right.
I still want you to want to do better. I still want you to be productive. I still want you to like want more for yourself. That's when it's like,
Shouldn't
I'll
have to feel like a
compromise.
parent.
So can you
Yeah,
be with
exactly.
someone? Can you be with someone that's not able to ever like provide for you or be like?
He
more
better
well
win
off
the
than you are?
lottery.
So that's a no then.
No, I would. Like, in all honesty, I don't think that you can. It's hard when you're a person that is successful in your industry. Like, I don't think you can expect to fall in love with someone that's on that level at all times. And again, like when you fall in love, you fall in love.
Right.
It doesn't really matter who it is and
Yeah.
what they do and what their background is. But I think going out to the dating scene in your mid 30s, like you would love to have all of those
Right.
pieces together. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. And I think that's when the compromise comes in. And I don't think that is lowering your standards. It's more like realizing, like, yo, you can't just have it all.
You know what you want too.
Yeah.
And too.
You could too, but then
I like to believe that I can have it all. I'm not gonna lie.
it would be nice. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Even what Alan was saying about like what 50 Cent said, 50 cents. He was saying, okay, 50 Cent was like, I'm gonna get rich or I'm gonna die trying. I'm one of those people. I feel like that's my
Same.
personality. All or nothing.
Yeah.
All or nothing. I don't want half-ass nothing because I am a person that's perfectly happy with being alone with vibrator. So,
Say it. Another
and a little
amen.
bit of, a little bit of
That's
dates here and there.
blind, though.
But at the same time, I want I want the whole experience.
Yeah.
I want great sex. And when I have that great sex, I want to be in a nice, comfortable environment where I'm looking over my marble counter and my leg is up in the air and my man is doing what he got to do and I got a nice view and it's snowing and there's fireplaces and I need that type of shit for my
Now, what are
future.
you doing to get that?
Yeah, I'm willing to do what I got to do to
I'm saying,
get there.
What are the steps, though?
I'm gonna apply at Walgreens. Then I'm gonna try to become general manager, right? Psycho
But
But
no, I'm being realistic because I feel like that's what everybody wants to know. No, it's like, okay, so
Yeah,
we
but
want these higher standards.
you
but then how
can
do you
get those
them?
things by not settling.
Yeah.
That's how you get
okay,
those
need a lot of
things.
men.
By not settling, that means you just want me to stay home and wait for it to
No,
you know
no.
I mean?
What
Like,
I'm
are you
saying
doing?
is, if you already see with a person that you guys are not on the same page,
Right.
you guys don't have the same goals. You don't want the same. You're not going in the same direction. Or like some people have trauma that they have to deal with on their own, and it's not working right now. Sometimes you can't sit there and wait for that person to get better, or to you can't always wait for everybody. You have to know that every situation has a time limit and a time frame.
I agree.
Fuck what anybody else
Yeah.
thinks. I don't care how many men you've seen me date. I don't give a damn. They did not work out. That person was not the one for me. And I'm not just gonna sit here and wait for them to do what I need them to do. No. All right, next.
And I think that's what a lot of people in our moms and dad did. They just
Yeah.
waited
I'm
and
not
stayed
sitting here.
And they
like,
stayed.
Yeah,
and
I
I
don't
like
think
look
that's
at
not
that
us.
now and I'm like, we're not doing that.
I
We're
can
not
turn
staying.
50 and decide I'm moving to motherfucking Costa Rica.
Right. Right.
And I'm just gonna wear cloth and be butt naked or some shit. I can
Love
change
that for you.
I can change my whole shit anytime I
Yeah.
want to.
Yeah.
And so people don't realize that you can switch it up. You can whatever. Just figure your shit out. You don't have to settle with Marcus that live down the street from you. You don't gotta do that.
You don't. But then sometimes you do if you
No,
know.
you
No,
never
listen,
do.
No, I'm saying no. What I'm saying is, but you also sometimes have to settle when you know you're not going to be getting those. That man is going to take you and fly you out and all that. That's not
I
going
don't
to
think
happen to
it's-
everyone.
I don't know
Guys,
if it's
It's not even that part either, though.
Well,
It's just
listen.
having a companion sometimes. I don't even, if I meet somebody that can't fly me out, we both love sand in our feet. And we both love our little hut on the beach or something like that. And it's not even that big. If me and you can have our own, our own reality together, and let's say, okay, we're no longer into all that technology shit. We just want to come, be somewhere, be companions. And I'm 50 years old and I finally met somebody. That's cool. You ain't got to fly me out. None of that. We both decided that that's what we want for each other. I think there are a lot of people that can have that. But again, they end up not looking for it anymore, or not. They just accept where they are, and they never even get to see if they can find that.
I think part of this that we need to think about is how do we figure out what realistic expectations are. And so I think one thing that we should consider is, where are you? So you can't make $30,000 a year saying, I want a six-figure dude, X, Y, and Z. Even if it's six figures, it's only $100,000.
Mhm.
I think you're still asking a bit much. I think if you want a man, I wouldn't even say man, if you want a partner who is in shape, but you yourself are not in shape, I think you might need to lower your standards, because your standards, not only are they too high, they're unreasonably high. If you yourself cannot, treat yourself to a nice meal 1 or 2 times a week, you yourself can't go on a vacation 3 or 4 times a year on your own dime. If you can't, do all of these things that you require, it's really difficult and kind of unreasonable for you to expect that from somebody else. I'm not saying that you have to do every single thing, but a lot of things you should be able to do yourself. And I think that's one thing that we kind of need to look at as far as what is unreasonable as far as the standard and what is just, come on now.
I don't know. A man doesn't.
I mean,
I don't get excited when I don't know. I need him to do more than what I can do for myself, because that's what excites
No,
me.
but that's the thing.
I need you to be do
That's-
better for me
you
than I can
need
do
a
for myself.
minimum. I think you missed what I said.
Yeah. Oh, you do.
You
Okay.
need to be able to minimally do what you're
okay.
asking of someone else.
Right. If I can take myself out once a week, is it okay for me to have somebody that I expect to take me out 3 times a week?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
But I think going back to like the topic, which is like the versus being single, I think especially a lot of people in our generation, we're very happy, content about being by ourselves.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
scary.
It's so scary because
scary.
there's nothing that I look forward to more than coming to my couch,
Yeah, so
doing my edibles,
Laying down.
having
Yeah,
my
True.
snacks,
yeah. No, that's
not
a
talking
fact.
to no one, and
Yeah.
just be like, "Ugh." Like I love that part of our
That's a fact.
lives, and like that is where I'm like, all right,
So good.
listen, it's one thing about compromising for the person you love, but I'm not compromising if I'm happy by
sanity.
myself.
Yeah.
Your piece is so amazing.
It is
I
so-
can never, I will never,
That
ever,
should come
ever.
first before anything.
Yeah.
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 Y'all,
You
my
know,
husband
can I
went
just
out of
say
town.
something real quick?
Oh,
Let them go, and then we're gonna
Because it's
come
cool.
in.
my husband went out of town last week on a golf trip, right?
You loved it.
No, listen.
I would be like,
I was hanging out with my friends in Brooklyn. These like my college friends.
Mhm.
And they were like, yeah. and they said something about him. And I was like, yeah, I hope he's having a good time because I'm at the house chilling. I was like, as much as I like for him to be around, it's weird because I love being alone. Like,
God.
even if my house is quiet, I'll turn some, what's the Alexa turn on the jams or whatever. I'll be in my house, cleaning up,
Yes.
laying on the
Yeah.
couch. I don't even lay on the
Facial,
couch.
a mask, you
Yeah.
know, you just walking
Self-care.
around.
Self-
Yes.
self-care.
Chilling. It's
No,
like
once a week at
quiet.
least.
Nobody interrupting your
Yeah.
thoughts.
I did nan chore.
yeah.
And normally I keep up my house. You know, I love a Korean at home.
Yeah.
But I did now chore while
Not
he was
one.
going, not one.
Good
Oop,
for you.
there goes some dust. It's staying right there.
Right. No dishes, no laundry, no.
Sometimes that's the thing about being in a relationship. Sometimes it's
Yeah.
so much pressure, and you don't. Once you've been in a relationship so long, and you don't even realize how much pressure it is. And sometimes I'm just like, yo, I just want to just take a few days to sit in these sweats,
Yep.
get my motherfucking mind right,
T-shirt.
and not have anybody
Yep.
ask me nothing.
I want to order
See, I
sushi
feel
for
like-
6
I don't
and not
want
be
anybody
judged.
judging me because I might be scrolling
Yep.
for like 45
Yep.
minutes. I don't want
Yep.
nobody judging me because
But that's all good, and I agree to everything y'all saying. But I also feel like it also comes down to communication, because you could still have that and be in that same relationship if y'all brought it up in the beginning. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I gotta
Be
date
like,
it.
oh, I need this on Mondays. I need my me time. You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Maybe if you say
Yeah,
that, then
if
you
you-
can get those
you
opportunities.
don't do that in the beginning though. You
Yeah,
don't do
that's
that
the
shit.
problem.
Oh
Everything's
my god, I
just
like
peachy.
him.
Yeah,
I
it's
just want to
just
be in his
so-
butthole.
It's dumb. And then you get to this point in the relationship, now you're like, oh fuck. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So it's just
Becomes
like,
too much.
yeah.
Yeah.
But when you share a house with somebody, you can't really get away from them. So
you can't.
You can though. You have to,
How?
but you have to. That's what I'm saying. It's communication. Because even if
So I'm
it's
supposed
like,
to tell him to leave.
it's not about leaving. It's like I need my time. You need your time, and it's reality. Humans need your own personal time, and if you don't realize that, that's why most relationships y'all end up doing this because
I
you feel
agree.
like, oh, we have to share everything. You don't have to share everything.
But I like being in my house by myself.
Me too.
So that's why I'm saying maybe. So I should tell him like, yo, I need you to leave for a
Or
couple
just be
hours.
like, what's your schedule like this week? You get what I'm saying? Oh, I got to be at work from 9 or whatever. Okay, cool. So that's my me time. You get what I'm saying? You know
Yeah.
for a fact he's not coming
Especially
home.
when you're
da-da-da-da.
stressed and you just
Right.
don't want to be. You don't like.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's what's worse. Now he's coming home and he's thinking he's gonna chill with you. You don't want to chill with him, and now he's pissed off because you acting weird. He don't know. You need your me time.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
when you're in a good relationship,
in the
He's
shop.
about to lie.
right? When you're in the shop, get busy. You can compromise. Like you guys can work on certain things,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
Like that's all workable. That's fine. Like if you're with somebody and they respect that you need your me time, and they respect you,
But
your
you have to
space.
make them do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But like when you're in a relationship and somebody is just like taking your piece and like whenever you're in a bad mood, they just make it worse, or whenever you don't feel like talking, or maybe you just are not in the mood or something like that. And you're with someone that just doesn't understand your love language. We go back to love language and doesn't understand like how to share a space. I feel like that's something that I cannot compromise.
Yeah. Same.
Because when I need just a moment to think, I need you to get out my face because now you're gonna make me violent.
No, I agree. That's
because
different. Though.
I don't want to be
That means
bothered.
He don't want to work it out. though.
Yeah,
'Cause
well,
if he's not listening and doing the same things, then it's just like he don't know his partner.
yeah, you don't know your partner and you don't care, and it's given other things.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So a new study, a study from Morgan Stanley predicts that 45% of women are going to be single by 2030. And they're basically saying, to speak on what you guys are saying, the root to the problem is people are prioritizing their individual happiness.
Yeah.
So that's going to lead to a problematic issue in the future because people aren't going to be procreating as much as they used to because we are so busy worried about our own individual happiness.
Handmaid's Tale.
So, yeah. I'm
of
like,
all,
I
we
got
don't-
lots to say on this.
And we don't need to procreate. The planet is raggedy.
Exactly.
This bitch
The
is
planet,
wild.
we don't need no more people,
Also,
man.
one of the-
tearing this planet
yeah.
up.
One
Got aliens in the clouds, all kind of shit happening. We don't need no more people.
Wait, can we
One
get
of
some
the big-
clarification
Yeah.
on the point, Marie?
Mhm.
So they're saying 45% of women will be single. How does that correlate to men?
Right, that's
I'm
what
just-
I said.
I'm just
So-
curious.
Men is
Let
something
me-
like 75%
let
or
me-
some shit.
No, essentially what's happening is and the women feel empowered while the men are feeling lonely. So that's what they predict.
Oh,
So
damn, I feel
as
bad now.
women
I
become
don't.
more financially secure and strong and empowered, they don't feel the need to get married, have the family, and have those support system. So whereas 50, 60 years ago, you felt the need for that protection. So women are so empowered now
Yeah.
that it's not a thought in their mind.
We're always the
But
losers
that's
of the
thing.
sexes.
Yeah, if you
And
think
they're
about
kinda
it,
We were always the losers of the sexes, and
Yes.
now that we realize we don't, like, we have been being controlled.
Yes,
And now we're just
completely.
like,
like
we need
that's
to
the
clean
thing.
your
Like,
damn house. Look
we-
at
we-
Linda's looking at me like, bitch, what?
No, I agree because I think I've always said this. I think the men's role has changed. Like I think the women are more stronger sometimes than men, and it's sucky to say because I'm a man, but I agree. I see it. Women are taking care of the house and the family and everything, and then you have the men sitting there all in his emotions, and it's like, bro, get up and do something or fix the situation. Like,
Right.
and
Hang
I'm-
a lighter.
yeah, like I don't know. So I agree.
I need some new tile.
it's also
Figure it
about
out.
the fact that we finally have females having the free will, able to do
Yep.
whatever they want. They can go to get an education. They can go get a job. They can choose not to stay home with the kids. They can choose not to take care of the household. Like all these things are extremely important for us in
That's the
order
key
to
word.
get further in society.
Yeah.
Like we've not had a voice until now. Like we better keep that voice.
But I always thought a woman that had like all that together is more attractive than a woman that just wants to stay home and be a housewife. I don't
You're
know,
one of
just
the
saying.
few. I'm just letting you know.
No, I know. No, I know that for a fact.
Like,
'cause
I-
I see some guys,
yeah.
but I think guys that like a woman that's just want to be a stay at home or that's not the brightest. I feel like that's more controlling. I think
Yeah,
that's a guy.
yeah.
That just likes
But
to
I
be
think that's
controlled,
like
you know?
that's the common kind of like
mean,
part
that's-
of society
yeah.
at this point. Even I look at my parents and I'm like, Mom, like I don't want you to go out and cheat, but like, God damn it, woman,
some
like
action.
do
That's
something
the
for
fact.
yourself.
Just some action.
Yeah,
Bust
I'm
a
like, I
nut.
would understand it.
Right,
Girl,
right,
throw that
right.
ass in a circle.
Yeah. Dad, don't watch this.
Sorry. Hey, mama.
you watch
Circle. Hey.
They're never gonna give me no money when they pass away.
Quick question for you guys. Do you guys
I don't know.
if you play your role, are you happy playing that role, or are you just playing that role until you figure your shit
Because you
out?
have no choice.
Yeah.
And women had no
Big
choice.
difference.
Yeah.
Big difference.
a
You're
fact.
right.
Yeah.
Big difference.
Because if as exhausting as it is to be a parent and to make sure the house is clean and just to make a pot of oodles and noodles, that shit is exhausting. So
Not the
a
oodles
bitch
and
need to
noodles.
survive.
Not for the child. though.
Okay.
So if I gotta do all of that and I gotta survive and work,
you guys are not
I think it's confusing because there's a power change, right? Like finally the woman, it's not just making 75% of the dollar, but we're holding positions in society where we can actually have a say. And we don't have to give birth the same way that my parents our parents' generation, like they would settle down with their high school sweetheart. They would start having children at 23, which
That's it.
paused the female from going to get an education. Like these days, like we are free as birds to do whatever the hell we want up until we choose not to.
and if a relationship is not allowing you to do that, it's okay to move on these days.
Exactly.
Because guess what?
It's not
If-
stigmatized.
I don't have to, just because you're my high school sweetheart, I don't have to marry you, and we no longer
Yes.
feel the pressure of having to stay with
Yeah.
someone just because society is telling me I have to get married. Society is telling me that I have to be with the person I had a kid with. Society is telling me that I can't have more than one baby father. And society,
But see, that's the
But
thing.
is there
now,
a
who-
consequence to that? That's
is
all
there?
We'll have
good.
less kids.
No, yeah, I understand. Like, okay, so it's always like in theory, it sounds like it's gonna be great, but when you're like maybe 62 and you need somebody to unzip your dress in the back and you're breaking your arm trying to do it by yourself.
You gotta have
Like,
money.
yeah, but do you have to settle for the person that you met in high school, or is it okay
I
to?
think the difference is I don't think people should settle, but I do think people start to begin to manage their expectations. There's a difference between settling and managing your
I think
expectations.
people find partners.
I agree with that.
Yeah, and whatever partners mean, if it's your best friend that lives with you, if you live close to your family, like you don't always have to have a partner that's like your lover at the same time. You can also have a million
Companion.
lovers, but you don't have to have an actual husband to take care of you, or like a wife that's like doing your chores. Like, I think it's important to understand that partnership doesn't have to be the way that it was when it was like the
Right, like an
religion
arranged,
ruling.
like there was,
Yeah.
it started
When
off
it
with like
wasn't a
arranged.
partnership.
Yeah.
It
No
started
rule to
off
a
as
relationship, period. I think
Yeah.
that's where everybody's getting it faulted.
There's no
Yeah.
one.
There's no rule to a relationship.
Yeah.
You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You guys have to make your own rules.
Yeah.
And that's how it's gonna work. If I'm saying like, okay, Aaron, you're gonna be the one that's bringing in the money, then what are your rules for me? And then I have to
Right.
be able to play that role.
Yeah.
And if I can't, then I have to shut up.
Right,
So this,
exactly.
So this
But
is the
those were-
problem with that. So there, and while I totally agree with you, there you have to have men who are on board with that,
Right.
and the women have to be on board with
Right.
that. And right now, within the last, I don't know, 50 years, there's been a huge change in the power dynamic between men and women.
Mhm.
And we can see that women are pushing the line, pushing forward, but men, unfortunately, are kind of still stuck.
It's too much to deal with.
You
That's
know,
why.
They're still stuck because that is how things have always
Yeah.
been, and it's very hard to change things that have always been a certain
I
way.
don't think so.
And
I think
No, but no, not for you.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
for you.
no, I
But for
know.
like the general.
Yeah.
No,
like
yeah,
the
but I'm
general
saying for the
public.
general, I feel like it's honestly it's like for men, and I agree with that. And I feel like the reason why men are stuck, I think, because we don't know how to change. And
Exactly.
we don't like change sometimes
Yeah.
either as guys. And I feel like that's where I had to come in as a man myself and looking at me like, okay, so if I want to change this, what am I gonna do to fix that? And if you don't do that ever, you're gonna be in that stuck same position. And I feel like that's
ego.
where we are.
And it's
Ego.
and it's
Yeah,
challenging the actual like the whole
Yes.
foundation of marriage. And marriage, as much as like we're not
have
like
that
very
happen.
deep into like the marriage part, marriage was a way for you to like control power, keep power, and have certain rules applied to that
Bloodline,
situation.
money,
Yeah,
everything.
that is not
Consolidation of
right.
power and
Right.
resources.
But if
Yeah.
you tell yourself, but how does a man compromise when we come from a time where they used to say, my wife has to be a virgin?
Right.
So now
Yeah.
women being like, look,
That's exactly like men are having such a difficult time
Time.
figuring out how to change. And I'm
Yep.
not saying it's a good or well, it's not looking real good. But like I understand that it's difficult to
some grace.
change. Yeah, no,
Right.
that's what
We're
I'm
gonna
saying.
get it.
yeah.
It's very hard to change that, and I
Yeah.
understand, but somebody got to wake up and be like, yo, I can't expect for my wife to go out and work every day, or my partner to go out and work every day, to come home to cook, to clean, to fuck around with these kids. Like, I can't, and I'm just gonna sit at the house.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go to work. That's all I'm gonna do. No, you
Yeah.
need to get your ass up and help and do something. And that's the problem. At this point, you just cannot do it on your own. If you're in a partnership and everybody in the house has to work, that means everybody in the house needs to help with the kids. Everybody in the house needs to help with the dishes. Everybody in the house needs to help with the whatever. And again, I'm not saying this is a rule, but this is at minimum a discussion that needs to be had.
Right.
Because you have some people who are not putting $1 on the mortgage,
right.
you know? But then you also have some people who are willing to do the 50%, who are willing to do the 60-40. And that's fine, but your expectations have to be realistic and they have to be voiced.
Yeah.
You know, like we're not in a time anymore where the woman is essentially required to be in the house or she doesn't have a choice but to be in the house. At this point, like you said earlier, we have freedom of choice. I don't even think it's a power dynamic. I think it's a freedom of choice dynamic that actually empowers us. I think that's really what it
I
is.
also feel like, and you tell me am I lying, I don't think guys are making you guys feel like protected enough to be like, oh yeah, I would just want to stay home with this guy. So you guys are going out and doing your own because there aren't enough
'Cause
guys
you
that
have
are making
to.
you feel that way.
You're right. Yeah.
You know? So I feel like we're
Men
both
are
in the-
changing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all
But
changing.
Men are
That's
changing.
Everyone's
So is
changing.
the world. Like
Throughout this time, yeah,
We're
us
living
men
through it.
and women,
Yeah.
yeah, we're
Yeah,
that's
we're living through the change.
We're
Yeah,
living
yeah.
through
Like,
it.
it's gonna be a completely different reality in a little bit. Like
Yeah.
we're just seeing it happen before our eyes. Just like the whole phone things. We had some flip phones, and we never knew that in a few years, after texting here and there, that we would literally survive off of our phones. So again, that happened before our eyes. So
You ain't
even
lying.
now, there's a big change going on in relationships where I don't know.
Society, just
Yeah,
in general.
society and everything. Like women are wilding out. We just like we don't need. I don't need this shit. I'm gonna go find another man. 2 weeks later, I don't need this shit. You know, and the men are like, bitch,
Well, now what's the pros and cons of that though?
It's
Like,
gonna-
the change that we're having. What do you
I
feel
mean,
like?
is this going in a good direction?
That's what I'm
I-
saying.
I think
Do you
that
think it's going in a good direction?
financially, I think we're slowly getting equal in a society. But again, like men are not
what I'm
going
scared
out
of.
there. Men are not. Yeah.
I'm not trying to be equal with nobody.
No,
please,
no.
please.
Men are not going out there to hunt a bear. Like we're not killing to feed ourselves anymore. Like I don't need you to go and get that bear and drag it home and take care of me. Like
I don't want
at
no bear
this-
meat now.
I don't want. Actually,
Have
I've
a
never
rug.
had one. So let
Have
me.
a rug.
If there's anyone out there hunting bears, let me know.
Still wanna feel
We got
protected,
decor.
though.
We got a
Like,
bear head on the wall.
That's more of a like it's not like a actual thing. Like I'd love for you to be on my side, take care of me,
not a
but it's
demand.
not an actual thing, right? Like these days, like we're all kind of equal in a way, weird, and we should keep it that way and keep pushing forward.
Whatever
Why
works for
that's
you,
what I
though.
don't
Each other,
understand
yeah.
though, because I dated this guy, and he had this company where he did HVAC units or whatever. He has, like he would put all the ACs in buildings and stuff like that. And he was such a fucking manly man. Like
Ooh.
I could depend on him for anything. Any fucking thing. Like I'd be like, I want the handheld shower. He would fucking go to the store. He would know how to install that shit. He would know how to do everything. And that shit is something that I need. I
Okay, but
desire
be
that.
honest. Okay, but be honest though. He did all of that, but now were you able to have like a good conversation with him?
I
Were you able to
had a
do it,
great situation with him, but I was young.
Oh, okay.
But you know why? You know
And I
why?
fucked up.
You know why you like that? This is what I assume is because we grew up. We're in a generation where our dads were like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Our grandfathers were
Yep.
like
Yep.
You
that.
kind of
Yeah.
just want your dad in your
Yeah.
phone.
It's like idolizing.
I didn't
that
have
part.
that.
At
Yeah.
some point, but the
I
thing
don't
is
know
that,
what my
though,
daddy was doing. He was
you
locked
still
up.
saw it. But no,
I
but you
had
still,
no daddy around when I
I
was
was
growing
growing
up.
up. That's why I'm wild and don't give a fuck.
you still seen it, so you know it exists. You know it's a thing. Like
Let me tell you.
Yeah,
Right.
we definitely
Or-
idolize that part as women, and
I still need that. I'm not that far into this
You
generation
don't
where
need
I'm
it,
just
you
like,
want it.
and I
Let's say
do
that.
want it, and I'm cool with that.
It's
But
okay
like,
wanting
if my man was able to like do the manly things in the house, and like, I'd be the one building shit sometimes, and I'd be like,
you.
can you fucking help me build this table?
Listen,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
come from the
Like,
country
so
of
it's like,
IKEA.
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I like someone who's gonna fucking be like, oh yeah, let me go do the oil change real quick. Let me go do this,
Yeah.
or let me do
But
that.
see, I feel like that's why
That's just my preference, though.
exactly, and we're in a generation where we have different
There's a dynamic,
preference.
yeah.
You know what I
Right.
mean? We'll have
Everybody
you
is
that
just
want you to be
different.
manly, but then you have you that want me to be the stay-at-home
Mhm.
husband. Then we have you that want me to be artsy. You never know. You get what I'm saying? But it's okay to have a different guy for.
This
Yeah,
is the thing
yeah,
yeah.
because again, we're living in the change.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
It's
yeah.
literally happening right
Yep.
before our eyes.
Yep.
So in two generations, baby, your grandchild ain't worried about somebody building a chair.
Not at all.
You know, so
Yeah.
I mean, that still may be something that is necessary or desirable to you, but it's soon gonna change, just
Yep.
like your desires have changed compared to your mom's and your grandma's.
Mhm.
The only thing
Yeah.
I don't like though, and y'all
That's
tell
so
me,
true.
I feel like we are changing a lot, but I feel like the family isn't the same either. I think that's what's a
Mhm.
lot like that's kind of hurtful because I feel like I
Yeah.
miss that like
That
love that
family,
family. You know what I
family,
mean?
yeah.
Like I think
I
that
think
is.
we're all getting overwhelmed. Like sometimes I feel like my brain just can't think.
I
Just-
think
just
also we
relax.
decide to leave on a
It's
much
too much
earlier
shit. It's
age
called
and like do
anxiety.
our own thing.
anxiety.
Yeah.
But you're constantly on your phone. You're constantly thinking about this. You're constantly
Yeah.
talking about this. You constantly have new projects. You constantly have new friends, new parties because we're so fucking connected all goddamn day.
But that's
It's
also like
affecting relationships, friendships, family, everything. So the dynamic of everything is
But
changing.
I don't think that's all of society, though. I think that's a very specific part of the society. Like we live a very different life than majority of the world does.
Yeah,
So like the
Right.
way
it's
we,
very Western.
it's
Yeah.
very Western, and we live in a very high space. Like we do things, we have careers that are like taking us to places. My mom, like when she watches my Instagram, she's like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Millionaire.
Like
I'm girl, relax.
exactly. Like we're
Ah,
not
I had to survive
living
off
a
$12
normal
last week.
life. So like as much as we want to put our wishes and standards on the whole society, like our part of the society is a very small portion of society.
Yeah, because sometimes I look in the news, like we don't
Still a
even see the
lonely one,
news.
though.
There's so much news in
No.
different cultures.
I feel like our industry is very
BBC.
lonely though.
Oh,
You know
I
what
mean,
Yes,
on a
I'm
Sunday
just like,
night,
damn,
yeah,
they
but
can
I'm
vibe
mostly
up
watching
kids.
90 Day Fiance at that point.
Don't you think though, like innately, men and women want companionship, want to be together? That it may not be marriage, but you still want partnership. So don't you think the consequence of prioritizing your own happiness so much is in the end you're not going to get that?
Detrimental. It's all
Yeah.
I think it's more about we're building new norms, we're building new social structures, we're building new needs that we're actually putting out there that our parents weren't allowed to.
Yeah.
I think you can find companionship with people that have the exact same wishes and needs.
But
I don't think I think it's a generational thing.
Yeah, but I think we're also realizing like we're changing so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't
Women
have
are
to
changing so
say.
much. Men
Yeah.
are changing so much. So in
And
that
change is
sense,
good.
it's almost hard to find people that are on the same page as you. One and two, like of course I want to live with some like love somebody unconditionally and marry someone and be with someone for the rest of my life and have that whole Notebook movie fairy tale. Of course I want to do that. I want to die with somebody by my side. Like baby, we've been together all our lives. I just love you. But that's hasn't been the reality anymore because so many things are changing in our society. We have more needs, we have more wants, we see how everyone else is living. So it's hard to just accept someone for who they are.
Jade, can you touch base or talk about that maybe people have too No, I know when she continues on that maybe people have too many options, too many
Yeah,
choices.
Like
People
that.
do have too many
Yeah.
options.
Can you
That's true.
build on that? after-
Yeah, I think that we always again, we're talking about right now like compromise, like settling, or what was the other?
Literally, like what you
Being
just said,
single.
we're in the right now. So I feel like this generation is quick on like, oh, I can get another boyfriend, I
Yeah.
can get another wife, I can get another job, I can get a. And
You
sometimes
don't want to
no,
do
you
the
can't.
work. Yeah, sometimes you can't,
We're
and
in a
sometimes
generation
we
that
don't want to
wanna
do the work.
Yeah.
And there was a time where we came outside, sat on our stoop, talked to our neighbors, knew everybody outside, the kids
Sit on
playing,
the
you know
phone,
Adam
sit
down the
on,
street.
you
Yeah.
fell
You on the
asleep,
phone,
you
curling your
know.
toes, like, yeah, what you gotta, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
we don't even take that time to really get to know people
We
anymore.
look at your social media and we're like, oh, I know you now.
Oh, he got nice pictures. He must have money whole time. He ain't got a
Right.
box to
Come
put a
on.
foot in. You
Right.
know what I'm
Pot to
saying?
piss in or a
pot,
window to throw it out.
I
nothing.
think that's where it got us to
Mhm.
be where we are now because of I think social media. Because I feel like it made us be a judge to everything. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, I don't want a woman to do this. I don't want a man to do this. I don't want to because you see all of this online and you think you're supposed to demand that.
And then
No.
sometimes I feel bad for how I am. Like I'm just like, well, I am more domestic and I am more dependent. Like I'm not
That's okay for
ashamed to
you.
say like
Yeah.
I'm not ashamed to say like listen, I don't want to be the breadwinner of the house. I
No, indeed.
love a powerful, strong, providing ass man. That is attractive. That makes the water wet. You know, it makes the wave come.
Well, look,
So
how about-
I need that.
But how about this? Like you say, we have a lot of options. One of y'all said
Mhm.
that. What is the consequence of you thinking you got all of these
You
options
don't.
and you do not, in fact, have these options?
Cats.
You think you have
Cats.
options
Sims.
Yeah.
because of social media for the same reason. You think you have these options because of social media, and because everybody seems so disposable,
Mhm.
and everybody is on to the next one. You know, when you get a certain age and you like, damn, I ain't got nobody. Like, now what?
So
Because you just thought you could dispose of people,
Yeah,
and
and you-
keep it moving.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I kind of
No patience whatsoever with people.
pandemic. I was like getting rid of people, and then I realized during the pandemic, I was like, maybe I'm a little too harsh. Like maybe I gotta go revisit some friendships. You get what I'm saying? But then sometimes you gotta close the door. But I
Yeah.
feel like I get what you're saying. I
It's
feel
so
like
confusing.
Yeah, it is.
There's
It's
there's
like-
this study that was done on children when they go into an ice cream shop that has 3 flavors, and then there's one that when they go into ice cream shop that had like thousands. And the brain was more satisfied with the ice cream shop that had 3 flavors
that
than the
makes
one that had
sense.
thousands. And I feel like that's a very good
Oh
applicable
my
thing
goodness.
on our dating scene.
Mhm.
Because when I'm on Hinge and I'm flipping,
brains are going crazy.
I'm like, bro, like I don't know, like none of this.
Mhm.
And
I
then
don't
in
do good with too many
reality-
choices.
No,
Me
see,
neither.
I don't do good with that shit.
I
Me
do.
neither.
I do
Food.
think that we have too
cheesecake,
many
actually.
choices to feel
I'm about to self
satisfied.
sabotage.
Yeah, no, it is. It is indeed.
Yeah, so now it's just like I'm about to get sick because I'm about to eat all these shits. That ice cream,
Try
that
all
one. I'm
of
about to try that one. You know, like it's not good to have too many options because then when you taste one you like, you still like, do I really love it though?
It might be
'Cause there
something
might
try
be
that.
something
yeah.
Let me try that strawberry
Yeah.
pineapple cheesecake.
Yeah.
Facts,
No,
facts,
we're.
facts,
I
facts.
mean, we're exposed to a lot of choices.
Yeah.
And that's what the problem is because when you grow up in a neighborhood and you go to high school with a group of people
Yep.
and you guys live in a certain
Yep.
neighborhood and you're just like, okay,
Yep.
I'm gonna hang out with the people that are in my jurisdiction, then things are not as difficult. But when you have so many options, it's like, are we gonna get to a point where nobody settles? Are we gonna get to a point where everybody is just like,
Single and happy.
But I
Just-
think
I
there's
think
a false
unfortunately, yeah.
narrative, especially when you believe you have that many
But
options,
you do
don't
not have those
realize
options.
the option that you want. Most
want
other
you.
people want. So
Yes.
there's about over 300 million people on dating apps worldwide, right? So out of those, 80% of women are seeking 20% of men.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So you're seeking this
a lot.
specific men. So out of 300 and over 300 million. So you think you have options, but the option you have, somebody else wants it too. So
Mhm.
you really don't. So what ends up happening if you want partnership, if you do want a family, or whatever it is, you hit 35, 40, you ran out of options.
Yeah.
I have a question. So, what do y'all think are some of the unrealistic standards that people have? Because I think,
That the man has to pay for everything.
Yeah.
well,
I agree.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
okay, fair enough. But
And
I'm
I'm only
saying,
saying
like,
that-
from a man's perspective versus a woman's perspective. Because I think,
I think that's unfair too.
I don't know. I'm just.
we're answering your question. We're
Okay.
telling you. But the only reason why I'm saying that for
falling
the woman
apart.
that, like how you said, you got to be able to offer something. I feel like if you're not I feel like for me as a man, I'm only talking about me. I feel like if I know you can do for yourself, then yeah, I'm gonna do for you too. But if I feel like I'm like the John,
You
then of
mooching.
course I'm not doing shit for you. Like that makes no sense. Like, and I don't know. I just feel like I think we're also in this generation that everybody thinks they're a celebrity. So you have girls that are thinking like they're badder than what they really are. Guys are thinking they're like flyer, like everybody wants you, and nobody's even looking your way.
Yeah.
So I feel like we just got to really wake up and maybe stop looking at reality TV and like thinking that we're the next one. But I
Right.
feel like we're hyping ourselves up too much, and the reality is you're not that hot.
Yeah.
Like, chill out.
Right.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was good.
Well, there we
I
go.
don't know.
I'm like, I felt shut down.
No.
Not us, but
Yeah.
Just kidding.
You said not us. That's for everybody else.
you know.
I don't know. We don't know.
I never been on one. I don't know.
I think you
Naturally,
should.
we're not successful.
We could ask the question.
Yep.
Should I lower my standards on dating apps?
How does that work? Like, do you put your
So-
you put your
I don't have no standards on my dating
Me
app.
neither.
Like my dating app is straight up just me trying to show the fact that I'm not just blonde and out there with fake, not even fake tits, just push up bras.
Right.
Like I love meeting people, and it's a big part of my life. It's a big part of my job. I don't even have requirements on my dating app. The one thing I would say though, like when I do swipe, if they're not 6 feet, I have a very hard time.
How tall are you?
I'm not that tall, so I shouldn't even. I'm 5'7".
girl bye?
But yeah.
But now is that like one of your like musts?
No, it's not. And then
to it.
it's more like, but that's when you know that there is some toxicity like in the dating app world. Like, first of all, I've fallen in love with men that are like this much shorter than me. Like once you lay down, it doesn't really matter, right? And then, so I know it's not an actual thing for love, but when you're on that dating app, it gets very superficial. So it's easy to swipe.
This is looks.
I'm
it's
swiping
visual.
past.
Everything is
Exactly.
visual.
And so,
Swiping past actors.
oh, promoters,
Promoters.
nightlife,
Mhm.
not doing none of that. But then in reality, that's
You better have an education, even though never mind. You better be educated.
yeah.
That's all
I
I'm
feel
saying.
like
But no.
honestly, I don't know. I feel like you gotta just give other people. I don't know if your dating game hasn't been that like hot. I feel like you gotta try new things.
I
Like,
agree.
I started
switch up
2
your-
years ago. Jesus Christ, my earring is flung up. So I started 2 years ago trying to give other people a chance, and then I found myself forcing myself through dates where I was like, "This is clearly not it,
Yeah.
though."
Okay, no, we're not saying going on dates with people that you know you don't really like. I'm saying like things that like the tall thing. You know what I mean? So now you can
Yeah.
bring the tall thing down to like 5'10", maybe. You get what I'm saying? Try
5'11".
different things and then go on the date and see if it's different. If
Yeah.
it's not, then you go back to the drawing board. But I feel like you have to give different.
I agree.
It's just like a job. You got to
Yeah.
find out what you like to do.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just like a job. You got to like try out new things before you say this is the one I want to be with.
Yeah.
No.
And the thing is, like, if you think about life in general, like when you've fallen in love, it's often been with a coworker, someone you met at school, someone that someone introduced you to that was in your closest network. Like,
I think
Organic.
it's called like is it the law of vicinity?
I was
It's
about to
something
say.
like that.
Mhm,
Meaning
that's what I was
you,
saying.
you typically fall for people who are around you
Around, yeah.
often.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's the reality of actually falling in love. So that's why dating apps is such a superficial way to. But I did meet my boyfriend of 6 years, or ex-boyfriend, on a dating app, and that worked out. But that's
Until it
like
didn't.
yes,
Yeah.
until it didn't. Yeah,
Right.
until he
It's okay
cheated.
too to close the chapter and just move on. People
Yeah.
also got to know too when it's time to be like, okay, we're
But
done here.
this is
Let's,
my question though, right? Okay. Because again, I don't think that settling is a good idea. But after a while, if you do decide, okay, I do want to settle down with someone, I do want to like that's where the compromise part comes in. So it's like, are there certain things that you would be willing to compromise for? Like, say
Yeah.
after a while you do not find that 6 feet, but you find some amazing people who can give you, great companionship. They can understand you, they respect you, maybe they provide enough for you. What if they're fucking 5'5"?
I'm cool with that. At that point, you know what? I'll put you on my shoulders.
Yeah, let's walk.
But you know what? But you know
I'll
what
give you a
that says?
piggyback.
Lay your head on my shoulder, babe.
You know what that says? It says that we need to prioritize our standards.
Yeah.
So you need to have
Exactly.
hard stops.
Mhm.
Like
Yep.
this is a no, like
Yes.
a no, a
Yep.
never.
Yes.
Then you have
Yep.
your maybes.
Yep.
And then you have your like, oh, this would be very nice.
Yeah.
Like I would
Right.
really like this. A
Yeah.
fucking cherry on
Yeah.
top.
Mhm.
You
I
know?
don't think we do as humans either. I feel like we never do that. You
Yeah.
never talk
Right.
to yourself like, all right, what do I really want? You know what I
Mhm.
mean? It's when you see the person, you're like, oh, I don't want that now. But you already been dating them all this time, and it's like, you know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah,
Why
so you're
not
just
try
like, all right,
that
fuck it.
first?
The,
You know what I'm
the, the
saying?
one thing I told myself this year was that one, Anna, stop dating drug dealers as much as you possibly
Oh
can.
my God.
Two,
Like,
Like, give everyone a chance, even if it looks by the first look that it might not be a fit. Then give them a chance.
you really said drug dealers.
Oh, I love them.
You wanna go to the club after this?
Like, wait, are these soft drugs or hard drugs? That's a big
Hey.
I don't even
That's
know.
a
I don't know
There's a
what
reason why they
they
put these
are.
two
We-
together. Okay, there's a reason.
Is it
I'm like, I don't know
heroin or
what
is
they
it
say.
weed? Like, there's a difference.
I'm gonna call Jada next week. She in Miami with this one.
I'm Europeans. We're doing
Okay, girl.
Oh, so that's heroin.
Okay. That's what we talking
Harold.
about.
That is not my
Oh.
Okay, yeah, it ain't my business.
Ain't my
I just want to be the
business.
woman.
I'm doing my job.
Until that,
Body
until they
size.
pull up,
Yeah.
it would be very much your business.
I know. I know.
Oh
That's why I
damn,
was
we already
like,
said we not
mm,
fighters.
yeah.
Did you?
Definitely not.
Not doing the bid though, but
All
thanks for
right,
your
So what
time.
are some other things though? Yeah, I think we could do to like find the right person.
Yeah.
I think the number one thing is the prioritization of what's important.
Yep.
I think
And not just missing.
knowing, and a lot of people don't know this, knowing what you need versus simply what you want.
Oh, I like that.
Because like I'll just look at my personality. I know that like I have a strong personality, and somebody else with a strong personality, we may not mesh all the time, or someone like I know I like to laugh and joke,
Mhm.
but if you can't take a joke, because
Yeah.
the joke it might be like reality sometimes. but
Yeah.
if you can't take a joke and be like, damn, that was kind of funny, even though you was trying to
Right.
be,
You was playing me,
you
but
trying
all
to play,
right.
but, like then it won't work. So, but the thing is that me being able to laugh and have fun is it is
Me
a
too.
must. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
I agree.
But get to know your person. Then I feel like that's another problem. You don't get to know them.
Yeah, but if you are dealing with somebody and you realize you realize, okay, is it okay to not like somebody because they can't?
Not be good for you.
Somebody
Yeah.
just posted
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So this girl was like just because you're a good guy, that doesn't
In
mean
your mind.
Yeah,
Right,
Yeah.
right,
yeah.
right.
But like,
Yeah.
no, you might actually be a good guy, but if we don't have chemistry, she
Yeah.
didn't say the word chemistry, but I'm like, I can read between the lines and
Yeah.
understand. Okay, for example, you can be a good guy, but if you don't take care of your hygiene and you don't care about your appearance, I don't care how good of a guy you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I can change some things, but if you don't have a good sense of humor and you don't have
Yeah.
good hygiene, I cannot settle for that.
Yeah.
You pissing me off.
Yeah.
Take your halitosis and take your motherfucking the edge up is wrong. You need a new barber. If you can't fix that shit, I can't deal with it. I'm a little shallow when it comes to that. No, it's not.
but
I
that's
agree.
the hard limit
I'm
that
with you.
Aaron was talking about.
That's too much for me.
That's your
You
hard
can
limit.
be a good guy,
Yeah.
but again, you're not the good guy that I want.
But it might be not the good guy for you too.
It's a lot of good guys out there.
Yeah.
It's not fair because like now we're saying statistics about all these good guys that finish last, but that's.
But realistically, y'all don't want a good guy. We all know this.
I would
No,
love a
I
good
do.
guy that can dress.
No.
smell
listen,
good.
look, I didn't finish it. The
Okay.
typical good guy. You get what I'm saying? Like on paper, you guys don't want him. You
No.
want the good guy for you that makes sense. That's gonna do the things that you guys want. Let's say that, because not every good guy. You know what I mean? Your definition of good guys is not their
Yeah,
definition.
Definitely.
So that's what I'm saying. Like,
I like
you know,
all guys. Good, bad.
just have a dick.
Right. What you working with? It's like, I'm joking.
Is she?
But this is a thing. Like a lot of, and maybe this is like a point of, maybe this is a suggestion for those good guys. Maybe you people or you men who,
People.
sorry,
You
Maybe-
good guys, man.
maybe
You
you
people.
guys who think you're such a great guy, but you keep running into the same type of woman who's expressing that, oh my gosh, you're so nice, you're so caring, but maybe you need to listen to that but part. Maybe like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's great. They're saying, yeah, you're a great guy. You're like, yeah, cool. And that's when you stop listening. No, you need to listen after that but. They're like, but you look sloppy. But you don't go
Preach.
to the gym. But you have no drive at your job.
Preach.
But you have no financial literacy. But X, Y, and Z. You need to listen after that but. Because those are the areas that all these women are saying to you, but there are areas of improvement that you're ignoring. Like, I mean, let's just be real about it. I mean, obviously the same can be said for women, and I know this is going to get chopped up, but women,
I can't wait.
women,
Salad.
it's the exact same for women.
Yes.
It's
That's a
like,
fact.
well, I'm a good woman, I'm smart, and I got my own business. This,
you
that, and the
lazy.
other.
You got the whole room smelling when we having sex.
You lazy, you got BV.
Exactly, like you're lazy. No, but no, okay, wait. And you know what the butt is? The butt is, but
Your
you
feet's
don't
not
work
done.
out.
You got that
Don't
botched
work
ass
out,
surgery.
Your hair don't look good. You don't know how to, you know, we can
That
the list
frontal
goes
is
on and
crusty
on.
all the time.
Listen, y'all, listen.
Your
This
friend
is
is
the thing.
prettier than you.
You have to listen what men are saying. If men say, yo, we want this, you can't just keep saying, nah, it don't matter what y'all want.
Yeah,
I'm still a good woman.
facts.
Good to who? Good to who? Like, you're not the consumer. You have to be good to the consumer. They gotta buy what you selling. If
Amen.
ain't nobody buying what you selling, then what?
I-
You gonna sit your ass on the
I
shelf.
need
You
a
gotta be good to
tambourine.
yourself first.
Yeah.
I'm not saying don't be good to yourself.
No,
What
no, I
I'm
agree.
saying
Yeah,
is
yeah.
that you still have think about it. When you go to a job interview, right?
Uh-huh.
You don't come in there saying, well, I'm amazing, I can do this, that, and the other. But they're like, ma'am, this is, you can say, I do marketing great. They're like, but ma'am, this is an accounting position. They gonna be like, what?
Right.
Like, don't be a marketing professional trying to go get a CPA job.
Yeah.
Got you.
They're not buying what you selling.
Mhm.
Like, that's the problem. And the thing is, I honestly feel like women, we are the worst when it comes to this.
We are.
Because dudes are telling us every day, like, physical physique is a big thing to them. But we like, oh, but I'm smart and I got a business. No one gives a fuck. No one gives a fuck.
That's why Instagram is the way it is too.
Y'all.
No, that's not
sweating
true.
now.
That's
I'm
not
so
true though.
like-
She
We
worked
give a
up.
fuck, but it's all about the look still though. I think it's like
Take care of yourself.
mentally, but
Take
Physical
care of
too.
yourself.
Yeah.
Take care of
Always.
yourself. I
Yeah.
swear, when you
Yes.
glow up, when you
know,
get
some people like big people.
yeah.
There's some
No,
for
no.
everybody.
That's not what I'm saying.
I know, I'm
It's
just
not
saying.
It's not a
Yeah.
big thing. It's just more so like if a man's like, yo, I don't like weaves,
Mhm.
then you can't be with that man.
Maybe it's the girl, and then on top of that, maybe you don't realize that your weave is always messed up.
Yeah, it could be that too.
Because some
That
people
too.
don't understand certain things. Like, girl, maybe the guy really does like weave, but your shit is always messed up. So you need to figure something else
don't
out.
like
Some
that
people
weave.
just don't understand what their problem is. Figure out what your problem is. You might really stink, or you might have a bad weave, or you might be just not. I'm sorry.
lazy or
Yes.
you lay around too much.
Yeah.
If a dude say he don't want you laying on the couch when he get home,
Don't always take it bad.
then you can't be with that dude because you like to lay on the couch.
Mhm.
Like, y'all, we have to start listening after the butt.
Mhm.
You're a great girl, but don't worry about the great girl part.
But your
Listen to
friends
the
sometimes
after
tell
the
you
butt.
too, and
Yeah.
you don't be listening. So
Yeah.
it starts early with your
Parents.
friends.
That's
Your
what really should be
friendship-
telling you.
I
If your
agree.
friends love you, if your
Yeah,
mama and
facts.
your daddy love you, they gonna
Facts.
tell you what's wrong with your ass.
Everybody is fake friends these days too, though. Let's not even.
That's a
Let's not even
Sad.
confuse that part. Everybody is friends based off of how they can benefit from that friendship. So that's another tough thing to even
Yeah,
discuss
that's
because
fair.
it's like your friends are not even telling you the truth because they're just like, well, bitch, I'm just here to get in the club for free every month, so, every week. So at the end of the
My
day,
friends know.
yeah,
Yeah,
my
I'm
friends
like,
know
Truth
too.
and it's love.
Same here. Same
Delivery
here.
might be fucked
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
I'm not even
I
gonna
know.
lie.
That's what I'm working on. I'm working on my delivery.
But you know it's
Facts.
love. 'Cause
Amen.
I don't want you out here looking crazy.
Right.
Facts.
And that's why, real genuine relationships are very valuable and very important because some people let you be out here looking crazy and won't say nothing. Like they'll let you walk around and be like, you got the whole white. You got the whole white going on or something.
The what?
They won't say shit.
The what?
The white.
Around your lip.
Shout out to Mike Epps.
Like, it be too much good. You ain't got no real friends. If they let you listen, London, I'd be like, London, you got an eye booger. You know that's our thing. You'd be like, bitch, fix your face. Fix it up.
You gotta have those true friends.
Yes. Like it's
I have one right
important.
No.
No, you don't got one now.
I think I see a little. No, I'm joking.
It's coming. It's
No,
coming.
no. But yeah. I mean, in conclusion, I think the point is
Not in conclusion.
I mean
Is this a thesis?
Okay.
right.
She took it back to school days.
so in conclusion,
APA
I just
format.
gotta fill the lines in double space. So I think the point is, the reality is actually that you need to either lower your standards or glow up. Do better for yourself. Like make sure that you're put together well, and the things that people are telling you are an issue, you need to listen to and apply it, because obviously if you're having an issue in your dating world or your dating life,
Everybody is. So I
yeah,
feel like
everybody
everybody just needs to take that look and get a
Self-assessment.
yes, please, before you do anything with anybody.
Right.
Realize this before anything, I think. And I think that's what a lot of guys don't do. before anything. I think most guys have to really be realistic with themselves and really say, like, what can you offer to a female or to your partner or to anybody before you are telling somebody else what they're going to do. I think that's number one. In-house.
Yeah, I think asking for a lot is always okay, but also make sure you're giving a lot. Like it's a give and take in every relationship. If it's friends, family, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it is, make sure that you're giving as you're receiving, and then take care of yours. And compromising is okay. I wouldn't lower my standards. I would compromise.
Which is different, not to be conflated. I
Yeah.
think that's very important
Yeah.
to understand that compromising is not the same as lowering your standards. I mean, both may be required, you know, but I just, you know, I always say words have meanings. Words have meanings, and people are probably gonna go after me in the comments, but just be real with yourself. Make sure you do a self-assessment to know where you're lacking and really to know where you're doing well, where you have no challenges. And then you need to build on that and prioritize what's important to you and what are your no-goes, you know, and what are some cherries on the top, because we all can prioritize what's what. And I think that's probably the realest advice we can give, you know.
Don't give up.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't give up.
No.
Don't give up.
Don't
Yeah.
give up.
Don't
We
give
live in a
up.
big world. There is so many people around you. That
You're
you can
right.
date.
Don't
Like,
give up. Yeah.
There's no
too.
rule to
Yeah.
this life, though. Like,
None.
there's none. So just have fun with it.
Just death and taxes.
Dust yourself up.
Right.
Yeah.
Do your
You
taxes.
just gotta
Live your best life always.
pick yourself up. Try again. That's it. You know.
Okay, Aaliyah.
I did use Aaliyah. I thought I was feeling myself for a
My
second.
birthday was yesterday.
It
Oh
was.
really? It was.
Right.
Oh, happy birthday, Aaliyah.
Dust yourself off and try again.
You think she settled? Or, no, I'm joking.
You know what? She sure did. And with that,
With that being
Thank
said,
thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. We appreciate all the love. Thank you so much for joining us. Tell everybody your Instagram.
Anna So Sweet. Find me on Instagram. I got banned on TikTok, so
oh,
Wow.
what did you do on TikTok?
I showed my ass.
Aw,
We need to follow you on TikTok.
Well, it's gone now.
I love me some ass. So, with that being said, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you soon. We need ending music. Wicka, wicka, wow, wicka, mm.
Jada, you be saying some stuff out your mouth.
Right.
That was